And we're back. New legal concerns over the FBI investigation, which led to the resignation of the CIA Chief General David Petraeus. Petraeus stepping down last week after admitting that he had had an extramarital affair with his biographer, Paula Broadwell. The FBI learning about the relationship after reading private emails between Petraeus and Broadwell. And that has our next guest troubled. Judge Andrew Napolitano is Fox News senior judicial analyst. He's the author of the book Theodore and Woodrow, How Two American Presidents Destroyed Constitutional Freedom. Always good to pick your brain, Judge. Thanks very much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
Should we even know about this, first of all?
In my opinion, we should not know about it, because when you say it, you mean the communications between Mrs. Broadwell and General Petraeus. These did not implicate criminal activity. These did not implicate national security. These were not a threat to David Petraeus, the person, or to General Petraeus, the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Those are not my words. Those are the FBI's words. So the question is, what the heck were you doing listening to his emails? How did you get the right to listen to them? Did you have a search warrant? And if you did, what did you tell the judge in order to induce the judge to sign the search warrant? And why did you reveal this publicly to dislodge this otherwise superb public servant from a mission to which he had recently dedicated his career?
So the FBI gets involved with this. They're brought in. They find these emails. Isn't there a principle within the FBI where someone's invasion of privacy during the course of an investigation should be minimized? Where as soon as agents find information that is of a personal matter not related to what they're investigating, they should stop looking at it.
Or as soon as they conclude there's no crime here, there's no federal crime here, this doesn't implicate the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we'll stop it. There's also the principle that no matter who he was, four-star general, director of the CIA, and no matter what he did, cheated on his wife, he's entitled to the same constitutional protection as the rest of us. So the FBI can't go on a fishing expedition. They can't look for Jenna Lee's emails to me any more than they want to look at General Petraeus' emails to Mrs. Broadwell without establishing the probability of a criminal act and persuading a neutral federal judge that there is probably evidence of criminal activity here. Short of that, there is no search warrant, and any viewing of the emails without a search warrant is a crime by them. Now, they could write their own search warrant under the Patriot Act, but in order to do that, they'd have to satisfy themselves that this was an investigation into terrorism. That's obviously not the case either. I think they ran amok with General Petraeus' life and with his liberties, and for that, he's out of a job, and it's wrong.
I've been following your career for many years, and I know that you are a champion of individual liberties, individual rights. But when someone signs up for the job of CIA director, and that person is entrusted with the most sensitive secrets that we have in our country pertaining to national security, does that person not willingly sort of say, okay, I understand, and do away with some of those personal liberties?
Great argument, Rick. In other words, as Shakespeare would have said, purer than Caesar's wife, meaning so pure that no one could even make an allegation against you. Look, the director of the CIA can't run for office. He can't support political candidates. He can't even appear in public and make political statements. So he does give up certain things. In his case, he's the country's chief spy. He ought to have comported his behavior so that if someone was spying on him, he'd be as pure as Caesar's wife.
Does he have any recourse here if we learn in the course of this investigation that the FBI did something wrong?
Yes.
Does General Petraeus have any kind of legal recourse?
Yes. There are numerous federal statutes that protect people from overreaching by the government. Look, if this whole thing was started because some FBI agent who took his shirt off and emailed a picture of himself to Mrs. Kelly, I think her name is, because he was her friend and wanted to do her a favor, rather than because the Federal Bureau of Investigation really thought there was a crime or a national security implication here. If this was done started as a vendetta and got out of control, the general has a serious civil rights case against the FBI.
No shortage of crazy behavior in this case.
All around.
Absolutely.
All around. Absolutely. And no shortage of interesting things for us to talk about.
Judge Napolitano, good to see you as always.